Well, Rob's going to have a full sports roundup a few minutes from now. We'll be looking forward to that. Let's, though, join our news teams across the UK.
Good morning from BBC London. I'm Jules Botfield. More than 200 children won't be in class this morning because they can't get places at the secondary schools they want. BBC London has found many children will be at home or in temporary education instead. Other research suggests secondary school admission is in crisis in London. Thousands of parents say they're unhappy with the schools their children have to go to. A senior judge will explain today why he overturned a 15-year ban preventing the American black activist Louis Farrakhan from entering Britain. Judge Michael Turner ruled in July that the government was wrong to exclude the 68-year-old who's the head of the Nation of Islam. Farrakhan hasn't been allowed into Britain since 1986 because of fears he'd stir up racial tension. Stansted Airport's last direct scheduled service to America leaves today. As a result of the terrorist attacks in the USA, Continental Airlines has decided to stop its daily flights to New York. They say demand has been badly affected by the suicide hijackings. Now let's bring you the rest of the day's travel news, starting with the Blackwall Tunnel southern approach. Northbound traffic is starting to build up towards the Blackwall Tunnel. At the moment, though, queues are just back from the Blackwall Lane. And moving on to the M4 Heathrow Spur Road, southbound traffic is queuing down into the airport this morning and back to the main M4. On to public transport now. The District Line has no service this morning between Gunnersbury and Turnham Green. That's in both directions and it's due to signalling problems. And the Metropolitan Line is running a Saturday service once again today. That's due to ongoing engineering work at Harrow-on-the-Hill. Quick look at the weather now. The last of the rain will clear to leave some spells of sunshine, but a few showers again later and quite a strong wind from the southwest. The high 19 degrees Celsius. That's it for now. I'm back in half an hour. Now back to Sophie and Jeremy.
Well, we'll have all the latest developments on the war against terrorism coming up at 7 o'clock. Right now, though, let's join our news teams across the UK.
Good morning from BBC London. I'm Jules Botfield. More than 200 children won't be in class this morning as they can't get places at the secondary schools they want to. Research by BBC London in all the boroughs found many children will be at home or in temporary schools instead.
Parents in the London area are 3 times less likely than those from surrounding counties to be offered their preferred schools. And they're 3 times more likely to appeal against the offer they get. Secondary school places are so tight, parents say parental choice no longer exists here.
For parents like myself, who don't want to send their children to a single-faith school and who want mixed-gender school, there's only one serious option, and there are huge battles over that.
The research from Hallam University Sheffield suggests secondary school admission is in crisis in the South East, putting parents and children through too much anxiety. But the government's white paper on education will mean more selection, not less, and more competition. Vicky Abbott, BBC London News.
Well, you can make the most of the chance of getting your children into the school of your choice with Race for a Place on our website and on BBC London 94.9. A senior judge will explain today why he overturned a 15-year ban preventing the American black activist Louis Farrakhan from entering Britain. Judge Michael Turner ruled in July that the government was wrong to exclude the 68-year-old, who is the head of the Nation of Islam. Farrakhan hasn't been allowed into Britain since 1986 because of fears he'd stir up racial tension. Stansted Airport's last direct scheduled service to America leaves today. As a result of the terrorist attacks in the USA, Continental Airlines has decided to stop its daily flights to New York. Demand for transatlantic flights from Essex have been badly affected by the suicide hijackings. Continental say they're suspending the Stansted operation indefinitely, but they will review the situation as soon as possible. Now the rest of this morning's travel with Kate Allen live at Scotland Yard. Hi, Kate.
Jules, and good morning. Well, traffic this morning not looking too bad. The usual queues for a Monday morning, really. It was raining quite heavily, though, overnight, so do take extra care, particularly on the motorway. There's quite a lot of puddles about this morning. Taking a look at the cameras, here's the Blackwall Tunnel northern approach, or rather, northern approach southbound. Traffic heading into the tunnel looking very slow. Then we've got queues back towards Galenda Street. On the other side of the tunnel, queues already back over the Woolwich Road flyover. That's heading northbound. Staying in the southeast, the A2 Deptford Broadway, traffic starting to build up towards New Cross, where the roadworks are still in place on the railway bridge. We're down to one lane in both directions. Heading towards the west of town on the M4 Heathrow Spur Road, traffic southbound queuing as usual. It's right the way back to the main M4 and snarling up around the roundabout as well. And also Earls Court Road, southbound traffic not too bad. It will build up later, but the traffic lights are being very stroppy this morning. They're out of action at the junction of Kensington High Street. Public transport this morning on the District line, there's no service at the moment between Gunnersbury and Turnham Green, and the Metropolitan line is running a Saturday service. Now back to you, Jules.
Thanks very much indeed, Kate. Here's Isobel Lang now with the weather in the southeast.
Thank you. Good morning. We had some fairly lively gusts overnight, some of the strongest gusts down in Kent, where it didn't rain, but that going away to leave us in another run of blustery showers midweek. And that's the weather.
Thanks very much indeed, Isobel. That's it for now. I'll be back in half an hour. You can, of course, get updates throughout the day online. Our web address, bbc.co.uk/London. See you later.
24 hours a day.
Into incomprehension.
As it breaks.
2 passenger trains have collided head-on in southern Germany.
Whenever it breaks.
The Prime Minister senses a mood of anticipation and anxiety.
BBC News 24.